That was smile.
Hi guys, I'm Ian.
I'm Willow.
We're from Excelsior Games. Today we're going to be opening a box of the new Clash of Fate set. This has got some potentially meta-changing cards in it, so let's just crack some packs to see what happens. So starting from the front, we've got the new yellow Wish Leader, which starts off as Dende. This card can't attack, activate main burst 2, choose up to 2 Dragon Ball cards from your deck or life and add them to your hand, then shuffle any areas you looked in, so it's kind of like similar to a Shenron Leader, except you have the burst 2. When you obviously have 7 Dragon Balls, you can flip it, and you can choose one Namekian card in your drop, add it to your hand. Then becomes Piccolo, with Doronga in the background, so I guess it's still classing it as Shenron though. Activate main, draw a card, choose one yellow desire, and your hand energy cost less or equal to your current energy, and activate its main. Remove 7 Dragon Balls, and then you're allowed to choose your yellow Namekian leader card, yellow Namekian battle cards, and they get plus 10k power duration of the turn, then flip it over. So that potentially could be definitely a new Shenron leader. New green negate, preemptive strike, again another particularly meta-changing card. Counterplay.
Oh, look at that Vegeta in the background, sexy. I like it.
If your leader card is green and the battle card your opponent playing has an energy cost of 4 or less, it's placed in the ender's drop area instead of being played, which is huge. Blue Shigesh, quite a nice little card. Some of the red freezer stuff coming through, so Goldo, Barrier. When you play this card from your hand, if all of your battle cards are red and no other colour, look up the top 5 cards for a Ginyu Force. Energy cost 2 or less other than himself and play it. So that's just going to absolutely spam the board. New green super combo, which is Bulma.
Bulma! Seeing some action.
For the first time ever, a card that kills field cards. Tactical Victory Vegeta. When you play this card, choose up to 1 field card in your opponent's battle area and place in the drop area.
That is utterly fantastic. I like that.
Then we've just got
that Chico's going right in there.
Silver Bullet Goku. When you play this card, draw 1 card, and the players can't use non-keyword skills to return battle cards in their battle area to their own hands during the turn for the duration of the game.
Silver Bullet question mark?
It doesn't stop swap, unfortunately, because that is a keyword.
Okay.
But stuff like Hidden Awakening Pan, or I think it's Key Barrage, Go 10, where you can keep playing cards, take them back to your hand again. I don't think it's really necessary. But
what's that cheeky zero cost card in there?
We now have a new version of the Dragon Ball called Paronga's Dragon Balls, which is exactly the same as a normal Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but who doesn't? I'm wondering if they're bringing in like Namekian themed Dragon Balls, because obviously Porunga, he has different powers in the anime.
Maybe.
So Porunga is like, he can grant 3 wishes at a time, but he can't bring back crowds of people. So maybe it's got if there's no Porunga leader coming out. I haven't actually looked at the list.
So
for
this
new...
is they got still Shenron though. Oh
so
no, there is a Porunga leader as well.
If there's a Porunga leader, I'm guessing you have to use the Porunga balls.
No.
Do you not?
No.
Why is the point in having a Porunga ball?
Why not? Maybe people prefer Porunga to Shenron.
Porunga's a fucking beastie boy.
Moving on, we've got another little Dende. Cargo Namekian. Cargo, not Dende. Namekian Youth. When you play this card, draw a card, then choose up to one of your opponent's skill-less battle cards in rest mode and KO it. 1-drop KO card potentially could be quite strong.
I love Dende.
New blue super combo, which is Tulu, which is not Bardot's crew, but it's specifically for Bardot's crew. Foil common Goku.
Ooh, shiny boy.
When you play this card, you may choose up to 2 cards from your life and add them to your hand. If you chose to add 1 or more cards to your hand, this card gets 15k in crit duration of the turn. So self-awakening and considerable pressure. And the first rare...
The only thing is though, it's 3-drop. Like, considering you get the same thing basically with a 1-drop Trunks, is it? That's green?
But it's because it's up to 2, so it's like the Tapion kind of, so it's faster self-awakening.
And it's a bigger bottom in the sense that it's like its base power is 15 and it's getting on top of that.
So 30k crit, not bad.
And then prop down a further indestruction champion and be like, oh, that's double strike now.
And our first rare will be Burnished Bonds Tora. Barrier. Permanent. If a Bardot's crew card is in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So it becomes a 2-drop if you're playing Bardot's crew. And activate main for 3 blue energy. Place this card in its owner's drop area. Choose up to 1 Final Strike Bardock from your deck or drop area and play it. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. Wow. That's not bad.
Wow. I love
Because
that.
assuming is it Tora that dies and then Bardock goes mental?
Maybe.
Maybe. Watch the movie, I might find out.
I believe so. I'm not 100% certain.
Okay, what we got next? Oh, there you go.
I love the Bardock leader. I don't know if you can actually see it, but hey ho. I don't really fancy reading that, to be honest. Do you want to have a gander?
So, burst 2. When it attacks the leader card, draw a card. This card gains 5k straight to the turn, so like a Goku. Flip 2 energy when it awakens. Then spark in 5. When it attacks, draw a card, it gets 5k again. And then when this card is attacked, if a Bardock crew card is in your drop area, you may choose 1 card from your life and place in your drop area. If you do, negate the attack. Wow, okay, so the built-in negate.
Oh, lovely.
So I feel like this could be another popular card.
And then we've got lovely Nail, Pride of Namek. Yeah. At the end of the battle in which you combo with this card from your hand, if your leader card is a Namekian card, play this card in rest mode, and that's burst 2, so you have to discard the top 2 cards in your deck for that auto to trigger. And then activate main, choose one other Namekian card in your battle area, place this card under the chosen battle card, and that card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn.
So the yellow Namekian's a whole new thing in this set as well, and there's a lot of absorbing in each other. So I believe one of the big drops, the 4-drop Piccolo, you need a nail underneath it, and I think it gets extra power and stuff.
And a lovely Burnished Bonds Shigesh. Shigesh getting a little bit more love. So when this card attacks, you may draw 1 card. If you did not draw a card with this skill, this card gains double strike for the duration of the turn. Oh, that's good. I love that. I love that choice.
So that's basically like the
either get a card
the red
draw,
Gohan promo from set 1.
I can't tell you. You either got
Yeah, so it's the Ability Unleashed Gohan, the first BCC promo.
And then we've got a red Frieza card. Whee!
So that's going to be the start of the chain.
Frieza Overture to battle. And then swap 2, red Frieza card with an energy cost of 2. Play the specified card from your hand, then return this card to your hand. And then auto, when you place a card from your hand, choose up to 1 of your red leader cards or red battle cards other than this card, and it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So that's quite a nice little... You pay 1 energy for it, and you're giving your leader boost. You can even... If you swap back into this card, does the auto then trigger again?
It has to be... I think it has to cost 2. Cost of 2. So you can't swap back into it again.
Oh, of course, but you could then play it, of course,
yeah,
from
so
your hand
like
and
with
then
Bardock,
keep doing
the
it.
other 1-drop Bardock gets played over and over and over again.
And then we have a Krillin, Ability Unleashed. I love that art with him holding the 1-star Dragon Ball. Just like...
And that'll be a Namekian because they're massive, aren't they?
Yes, that'll be a Purunga Ball. When you play this card, you may choose 2 non-black battle cards in your opponent's drop area and place them at the bottom of their deck in any order. If you do, draw 1 card.
Which should be interesting, especially with like Super 17 chain where they want cards in the drop area.
Oh yeah, of course.
Or
And like is
Demigra,
based
yeah.
off cards in draw?
Yeah, but it can't
It's
touch
non-black,
black cards,
isn't it? Yeah. And then we have basically a naked Sun Gohan card.
Kids, skillless.
Skillless. I don't know what's that. Vanilla. Oh, cheeky. Strike Force Berta. Oh.
So he's
the
similar.
Ginyu Force are coming back from set 1.
So they're similar to Goldo. When you play them, you can then search top 5 for another Ginyu Force other than Berta.
Oh, and it's crit. That's quite cheeky. Little bit of pressure putting on. And then Raccoon Ultra Fighting Bomber. Lovely to see that he is another extra card, considering the last time we saw him was the Eraser Gun.
In set 1, yeah.
If a Raccoon card is in play in your battle area, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with 15,000 power or less, ignoring barrier and KO it.
Ooh. 1-drop KO card,
Tasty.
ignoring barrier.
And then we have another little cargo Namekian youth. We've already been through that one, so we can just go back straight into the pub.
Super Zarbon.
Super Zarbon. He's looking pretty feisty in that photo.
So it's just a 3-drop 30k vanilla.
Naked.
Naked. You like an Anya?
Yeah.
Oh, another foil common.
Jean? Or is it Ginny?
Jean.
Jean, Mother of Hope. When you combo with this card, if one of your blue Bardock cards is being attacked, this card gets 5,000 combo power for the duration of the turn.
So it's effectively another super combo you then get a draw off because it's a free cost 10k combo.
That is nice. So where are you putting the...
Put that in there for now.
Okay. And then...
okay, so you go.
Tora's red armband. So, activate main. If your leader card is a Bardock Crew, which is the one that we pulled earlier, card, choose one of your blue Tora card in your drop area, send it to your warp, draw 4 cards, fucking hell, choose up to 1 final strike Bardock in your battle area, and switch it to active mode. It gets 10,000 power and double strike for the duration of the turn. At the end of the turn, choose up to 1 of your energy and switch it to active mode. Ooh. I feel like I didn't really...
So you play the Tora, you then sack him off to get the Bardock out, and then I suppose you have to wait a turn and then play Tora's red armband, send him to the warp, and then everything else on that card then procs.
I'll go more vanilla as if I'm with Abby now. You can just beep out my swears beforehand.
Okay, I don't know if I could do that. We'll find out. Well, anyway, we'll start practicing more. We'll just kind of only stop for the more interesting cards and just see if we get any more feature rares.
Oh, what's that one?
So what Willow's just seen is Final Showdown Freezer, our first SR. Critical double strike. Once per turn, when your opponent declares a player battle card or activates a skill that puts a battle card into play, your leader card is a red Freezer army card. You may choose 1 card from your life and place it in your drop area. If you do, the battle card is played with its skills negated for the duration of the turn. This skill can be activated at counter timing. So built-in Bloodlust for 1 life. And that will be the end of the Freezer swap chain. And then we've just kind of got some yellow Namekian extra cards. We have the Son Goku leader, which is all based around Krillin's. So it's also front side burst 2. When it attacks, choose a card in your hand, place it in the drop area. If you do, draw 2 cards, sorry, green cards specifically. Flip 2 energy when it comes over. And Sparking 5, if there is when it attacks, draw 1 card. If a Krillin card, so any energy cost, is in your drop area, it gains 5k power and double strike for the duration of the turn. So really, it's going to be a 20k double strike leader, which is still going to be pretty good.
Pulled a big one that we're looking for. Good old Borgos. The very lovely let's stop your opponent using switching their energy to active mode, so it's stopping using them using stuff like Bean in their turn.
And
like
also Unyielding Trunks.
Unyielding Trunks. Like, that's very it's slowing down the play again, isn't it? Like,
so it's going to potentially hurt Storm and maybe that can go away now.
That is something we're looking for.
Got a new counter attack called Paralysis Technique.
Oh, you got one of those too.
Negate the attack, and if your leader card is a red Freezer army card, choose your opponent's leader card and all of their battle cards. They get minus 5k for the duration of the turn. So that could potentially kill off some low drops, and hopefully, because does it actually negate the attack as well? Yes, and it negates the attack. Wow, okay, that's really strong. So potentially kill off quite a few little 1-drops.
Got a nice 1-drop searcher there.
Another Gene, another Krillin.
In this pack, we pulled 2 Dream to the Futures, 1 being normal and 1 being the foil.
First Desire card, Wish to Paronga. If your leader card is a black Shenron card, choose one of your and your opponent's battle cards with equal energy cost, ignoring barrier. Choose all other battle cards you control, all other battle cards your opponent controls, ignoring barrier. Your opponent and your opponent's hands, then shuffle them into your owner's decks, then you and your opponent draw 5 cards. So it's effectively Zeno as a Desire, but you get to keep 1 card each on the field, which should be very interesting.
This is lovely. Dream to the Future. So this is the one that I said I got 2 of. You negate the attack, and if your leader card is Bardock's Crew, you may choose 1 blue card in your hand and place it in your drop. If you do, you add the card back into your hand. So there's like a 1-drop negate that just pops back into your hand if you've obviously got big enough hand size to be able to keep up with that. Especially considering there's some cards that cripple you if you don't have a hand size.
This is going to be, if you're going to be playing the Goku leader and play a lot of Krillins, this card's going to be very important to you. Fledgling Duo Son Gohan. Barrier. Reduce energy cost of Krillin cards in your hand by 1. So, and also you can have multiple of these on the field. So potentially you're getting some real cheap Krillins.
Naked Dende. A lovely. Oh, this Zarbon actually looks pretty fantastic. So when this card is KO'd, draw one card. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. It gets minus 15,000 power for the duration of the turn. So the card dies, you draw a card, and then you can potentially pop a 15k or less power card on their battlefield, or even if it's, say, if it's in rest mode, you could somehow pop it. But you can't really KO things in your own turn, can you? So you could maybe put a big card down into...
Potentially, if they're crazy enough to kill it, and they get, say, minus 15k, and they attack again, and you then play paralysis technique, and another minus 5k, potentially till some bigger...
Oh, and if you've got Planet M2 down, another minus 5. And then a red super combo, Strike Force Jace. So it's just... Oh, and if your life is at 5 or less, draw one card. So it's like taking back to... Is it Tournament of Power that first came out with 5 or less? So it's kind of like going back to the... Was it the first theme set or the second one?
First theme set.
First theme set.
And also he has the auto again. Oh no, sorry, that is the super combo but so he is searchable off of the Gordo and the Bertha as well. So potentially you could be seeing them quite often. Oh, nice.
This is awesome. So it's a Piccolo rare card, and the reason why I love it is the fact that it's Union Absorb and choosing one nail card from your hand or drop area and place it on discard. If your leader card is a Shannon card and your opponent has 3 or more cards in rest mode, choose up to one yellow Namekian card with an energy cost of 4 from your deck or drop area and play it on top of this card in active mode. Then shuffle your deck if you looked through it. The reason why I think it's so cool because it's obviously like very thematic with when it absorbs nail. I love it.
So next up we have the Raccoon card for this set. So he's a double strike 10k and has a similar effect when you play him. Search top 5 for another red Ginyu Force. Then we have our 4-drop Krillin. Again, this is going to be important if you want to play the Goku leader. Here's a blocker. When you play this card, KO an opponent's battle card. But with the fledgling duo Gohan, obviously it becomes a 3-drop, potentially lower.
Another nice combo Ginny.
Gene.
Sorry.
Right, I think Willow's going to be particularly excited about this one because she loves a bit of Krillin. Solar Flare, counter attack.
Oh, I love his Solar Flare.
Negate the attack, and if your leader card is yellow, choose one of your yellow battle cards, energy cost or 2 or less, and it gains a blocker duration of the turn. So it's potentially stopping 2 attacks.
Oh, such a good season of Dragon Ball. A naked Prince Vegeta. They are naked, okay.
Another Purunga.
Hey, look, we got another Solar Flare.
We have a shiny foil cargo.
Another Zarbon, hidden potential. I was going to say Power Unleashed then. I don't know
this is an interesting auto on this Vegeta. When it's played from the drop area, it gains dual attack duration of the turn. And when it attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, with an energy cost of 4 or less, and KO it. So that potentially could clear the board and put a lot of pressure on your opponent. And we have one of the most exciting cards from this set as well. Body Change Ginyu.
Oh.
This is only a rare. When you play this card, choose all Ginyu Force cards in your battle area and they gain plus 10k duration of the turn. Bear in mind, that doesn't say red, so that could do with the yellow ones as well.
Oh, well, back from set 1. Oh, like Captain Ginyu. We got some of those in the folder.
And then activate main. Place this card in its owner's drop area. Play this card in your opponent's battle area from its owner's drop area with its skill negated. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards of 20k power or less, other than Body Change Ginyu, gain control of it and switch it to active mode.
Ooh.
So that's the whole idea of his change, where he becomes Goku. Your little body change is basically good potential shenanigans. If they've got 3 battle cards, you give them this one. Ignore that.
What?
Thinking of if he could somehow get Cammy to come off, but you're swapping battle cards rather than giving them an additional one.
Oh, it's fantastic. This is the new Son Goku leader.
Already did that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was going to say I love the fact it gets boosted from Krillin.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why. I love Krillin so much. And then we've got another Borgos! Another Strike Force Berta.
So it's just got. It's all just a load more commons we've seen before.
Have you seen this one? Have you said about this one?
The Field Card Killer.
Oh yeah, of course. We've got Shiny Field Card Killer.
That's nice.
Oh, that's the green pile.
Another Borgus, so he seems to be an easy pull.
And we've got Freezer Army Healing Pod, which is a field card. Also, once per turn when you play a green battle card from your drop area, draw one card. Ooh. And then activate main for 4 green energy. Place this card in its owner's drop area. Choose up to 1 battle card with an energy cost of 4 or less from your drop area and play it.
So that's where you want the 4-drop Vegeta. So this one, when you play it from the drop area, gets dual attack. I did just pull another part of the Freezer chain.
Freezer chain's big.
Freezer, Storm of Blows, Barrier, swap 5, so 3 into a 5. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards of 20 KO power or less and KO it.
Cargo.
So again, there seems to be another swap into kill something and then just keep going up the chain.
Bottom of super combo.
We have the next part of. So this is a 2-drop red cost card. There's not Ginyu Force, unfortunately, but Dodoria is back as a blocker this time. When this card is KO'd, choose up to 1 red Freezer card with an energy cost of 2 or less from your hand and play it. So that's how you could easily start off your Freezer chain and start swapping up.
Wasn't Dodoria the super combo? The original yellow super combo?
Yeah. Another Bardock.
Have we seen Preemptive Strike yet?
Yep, that was the very first pack.
I can't remember. That's what I'm asking you.
Have a new green Desire. Plea for Salvation. If your leader card is a Shenron card, choose up to 1 green battle card in your drop area with energy cost less or equal to your current energy and play it. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less and KO it. So similar to Well Peace, except it has to be a green card, although you do get to kill a 2-drop.
Lovely Guru super combo. Loving the Namekian love. Talking of Namekian Piccolo.
Okay, oh, we have another SR. This is what I was talking about with the whole Piccolo. Piccolo fused with Nail. Double strike. Activate main once per turn. Choose 1. This card gains 3,000 power for the duration of the turn. Each Namekian card under this card.
Oh shit.
If there are 3 or more Namekian cards under this card gains a barrier until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then choose up to one of your opponent's energy and switch it to rest mode. That card can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. So now you're interacting with your opponent's energy. That is very cheeky.
Got 2 more bits of the Freezer
swap engines?
I believe so. Yeah, they're both swap cards. And also a lovely SR Goku. I'm loving the
Final Showdown Sun Goku. So this is basically after Krillin dies in the anime, he goes Super Saiyan. So double strike. When a Krillin card with an energy cost of 4 or more in your battle area is KO'd by your opponent, if your leader card is green or black, play this card from your hand. You can't play a Final Showdown Sun Goku for the duration of the turn. So you play the 4-drop blocker, get them to kill it, and then you get to play this 5-drop double strike monster for free. And also when you play this card from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier and KO it.
We got another Purunga Ball. Loving the Purunga Balls. Silver Flare.
Some more yellow Namekian love.
Shigesh. Vegeta fully. Oh, fantastic party, aren't they? Vegeta fully recovered.
So, 0 cost extra card, probably worth mentioning, Assimilate. Activate main, choose 1 or green yellow Namekian card with energy cost 2 or less from your deck and add it to your hand. So for free, you just pull out any Namekian card, yellow or green. There's quite a lot to choose from, to be honest, because a lot of the green Namekians from the previous set were all 2-drops.
So we got a it's persistent Assault Krillin.
So did I.
Hey! Halfway to a playset.
So it's a 4-drop, so again works with the Goku card. Barrier, when you play this card, draw a card. If your leader card is green or black, this card is in rest mode. Your opponent can't attack your leader card. So a little bit like a Deadly Defender, but obviously with the fledgling duo Gohan, you can make it a bit cheaper as well, which is nice.
Hey, look look, it's the Purunga card we've all been on about.
So it's a worse version of Shenron.
Hang on. Can't say that about Purunga. Look at him. He's a freaking beast.
Well, no, but if you read what he does.
Beastie. So it like unawakened side is just a Dragon Ball. Can't attack. Switch it to rest mode. Choose up to 2 Dragon Ball cards for your deck or life. Add them to your hands. Shuffle areas you look
exactly
through.
the same as the other Shenron.
And then when they're 7, desire choose up to 1 Zaya card in your drop area. Add it to your hand and flip the card over. That's your awakening. And then Purunga, savior for the Namekians. So he can't attack, and then once per turn, choose 1, draw 1 card, or choose a 1 Zaya card in your hand with energy cost less than or equal to your current energy. Activate main skill. And then its final ability is remove 7 Dragon Ball cards from your drop area from the game. If you do, choose 1 battle card with energy cost less than or equal to your current energy from your drop area and play it. Then flip this card over at the end of the turn.
So, just the Wish isn't quite as good as Shenron's, basically.
Yeah, but
we have another SR, a 1-drop. Tenacious Spirit Sun Gohan. Also, when you play this card, draw a card. Activate main once per turn for 2 green energy. This card gains 15k power and crit, so it becomes a 20k crit. But your opponent can then quite easily kill it because it's a 1-drop and it's only 5k on their turn.
We got the Frieza leader!
And it's foil!
Foil Frieza leader!
Nice. Do you want me to read it?
Massively meta, isn't it?
Activate main once per turn. Choose 1 card from your life and it's your hand. Look up to 2 cards from the top of your deck and choose up to 1 red Frieza army card from among them. Add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So Self-Awakening, always super strong. When your life is at 4 or less, you may draw 1 card and choose up to 1 of your energy. Switch it to active mode, flip this card over. So it's a 1-on-1, which is interesting. And then becomes Frieza, the Metamorphic Threat. When this card attacks, draw a card, which is standard. Activate main. Once per turn, choose 1 red Frieza's army card in your battle area and KO it. Then choose up to 1 card in your hand and place it in your drop area. This card gains 5k power to the end of your opponent's next turn. So it's like a built-in Sensu Bean in the fact that it's going to be until your opponent's next turn. And then also worth noting, all of the Ginyu Force, which will play each other off each other, are red Frieza's army, so that they can be used in that effect.
Life or death now.
So we have 4-drop nail card. Evolve 2. So off of any 2 colours, so you could evolve it on top of the 2-drop green nail. Permanent. If there are 2 or more Namekian cards under this card gains barrier and double strike. Wow. Sparking 5. When you play this card, you may choose 1 card from your life and add it to your hand. If you do, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and switch to rest mode. There's a lot of cards in this set which ignore barrier, which is very interesting.
Oh, this is really sweet. The Kakarot card, have you read that one?
No.
So there's a 1-drop card. So when you play it, you draw a card. Place this card at the bottom of its own deck. Disactivate me. Choose 1 blue same card with an energy cost of 1 in your drop area and add it to your hand, so you can keep recycling this card, and it's a 1-cost draw. What did you pull?
The card I wanted.
Oh.
So
really
for the
sweet.
first time ever, there's a new rarity.
Oh, feature rare.
So this is Chila the Beautiful. Auto, once per turn, when one of your opponent's battle cards is KO'd, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places in their drop area, which is huge. Because the amount of cards that you play and kill something, you've got this sitting on the field, and they're also losing hand advantage as well as battle cards, which is awesome. I'm interested to see how we manage to pull any more of those, actually, because I think they're going to be some of the pricier cards from this set.
I have no idea what's really what we should be looking for.
Well, the secret rare would be nice, but I doubt we will see one of those today.
So we've got Burnished Bonds Fascia, which is a critical, the permanent. If a Paradox Crew card's in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card by 1. So it becomes a 2-cost rather than a 3. Then activate main, place card in its owner's drop area, choose 1 Paradox Crew card in your battle area and switch it to active mode.
Well, I don't actually believe it. We've just pulled a second feature rare.
Look at you on that.
Which is Strategic Mind Kikono. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards, and he gets minus 5k power for the duration of the turn, and you can't play another version of him for the duration of the turn. So it's kind of like a Planet M2. Potentially, if you're going for a big swing, it could potentially help you out.
Another freezer.
1-drop nail, which would obviously a more evolve target for the 4-drop. Auto burst 2 at the end of the battle, in which you combo with this card from your hand. Your leader card is Namekian. Play this card in rest mode. So it's a little bit like a free hand, like the other cards. Free hand, except it is a 0 cost 5, so you can play it for absolutely free. And then you can then straight away evolve over the top of it if you needed to. And if there's enough cards underneath it, the nail obviously gains barrier. Activate main, choose one other Namekian card in your battle area. Place this card under the chosen battle card. That card gains 5k power for the duration of the turn. So this could all be done in the same turn because it can be done from rest mode. And it then starts building up the cards underneath.
Another Borgos. I think that's the playset.
Oh, we have more than a playset.
Have we now? Oh, I was getting excited over those.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, you didn't let me know. Got another Freeze Army's Healing Pod.
Which is it's a rare field card. Which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think I'm getting all the rare cards. I think you've pulled like pretty much all the SRs.
It'd be nice to see one SPR though, because those cards that. Okay, I'm starting to think our sources might have been correct. That is the 3rd feature rare card. We heard is one of each per box, and so far it's looking to be true, with Vegeta striving to be the best. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with barrier in rest mode, ignoring barrier and KO it. If you KO'd it, choose up to one of your energy and switch to active mode. So it's effectively becomes a 1-drop 10k KO card.
Naked Dende.
You love a Naked Dende.
Not really as a child.
Let's just leave that there before it gets any weirder. Well, if it does seem to be true and you are guaranteed one of each feature rare.
Oh, Final Strike Bardock!
Else that then goes with the Tora.
So barrier, permanent, there can only be up to one Final Strike Bardock in play in the battle area. And then also, when this card is switched from rest mode to active mode, if your leader card is Bardock's crew card, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and places it at the bottom of their deck. Tasty.
But yeah, so the feature rares were looking like they'd be very expensive, but if it is guaranteed one a box, then the prices should plummet. Well, we actually have a rare yellow Dende.
Ooh.
Wishmaker Dende. When you play this card, choose up to one Dragon Ball card from your deck and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Activate main, choose one other Namekian card in your battle area. Place this card under the chosen battle card, and that card gains 5k power for the duration of the turn. So you're finally seeing the Namekian absorbs. So you can play them, get a Dragon Ball, and then start building up the chain where you want several cards underneath one Namekian. Also, foil Paronga leader, which is awesome. Oh, sorry, Dende leader.
You're getting there. Have we pulled an SPR yet?
Nope, so there should be one in there.
Or an SCR.
Oh, I wish.
Oh,
That's
the last
feature rare. So that is
That's
all 4 feature rares. So potentially it is looking like that information is correct.
So this is Son Goku striving to be the best. And then his barrier, your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 2 or less can't attack. Ooh,
so
that's
that really
tasty.
hurts Storm.
And especially considering he's only a 2-cost card, he's not as like big of a drop as say the Final Strike Bardock.
And he's a barrier, so if it is one per box, I think this could really see the end of Storm. As long as you can get out fast enough.
Oh!
So we have our SPR finally. This set has some really nice SPRs. In fact, it includes text from the anime on the card, which is the Final Showdown Freezer. So this is the normal one, and that is the SPR version. This looks awesome.
Have we had a Freezer spaceship yet?
No, I think so.
Okay, so we've got a field card for the Freeze Army's stuff as well. So, field card, at the end of your turn, choose up to one red Freezer's Army card with an energy cost of 2 from your hand and play it. If you've played a card with this skill, draw a card. Ooh, so at the end of your turn, you're getting to play a card for free that's 2 or less, and then drawing a card off of it as well. Which is fantastic. I like that.
1 pack left.
Go
I
on,
mean,
yeah.
I'd like to think it's going to be the secret rare, but
Have we had an SPR yet?
yeah, that was the SPR.
Oh.
I better just be something really red and tore his armband or something.
Come on.
That's a rare. That's another Dende. That's a pretty good card, to be
Oh,
fair.
it's another Dende.
And yeah, that was our box of Clash of Fates. And it is nice to know that, well, certainly from this box, one of each feature rare. So the prices, I said, should absolutely plummet. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed our video. We're going to try and get some stats about kind of pull rates and stuff as well, and I can put them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.